All right, so showing properties, and this has been a topic of conversation this week in the office. Um, Capstone is growing. We're bringing on more doors. The leasing portion of our business is changing, and it's as the market changes, we've got to be trying new things. We've got to be the one thing that I have never strayed from, and for a small blip in Capstone's history, we were doing what's called self showings, right, where the tenant could actually go out and see the property themselves. A lot of companies here in town do it, and a lot of them do it with some success. As an owner, I don't want to do, like a property owner, I don't want, I don't like it, right, personally. So we do assisted showings with licensed realtors. And now we actually have 4 agents that are showing these properties. So how that works is basically a person requests to see one of our properties. Our agents it basically sets it up through AI, shows them where they're going for the day. They go out, they show the property, open the door, build rapport, and encourage them to apply. They apply, and the property is filled. Awesome. One of the points of contention in that process is whether or not the property is vacant. Um, Tenant occupied properties sometimes, and for the showing agents, are definitely more challenging to show. And one of the reasons, and let me give you just a couple, but one of the reasons why that is, somebody brought it up this week, and I was like, well, that makes a lot of sense. Like, I didn't think about it that way. We got to coordinate 3 different schedules in order to make that happen. You got to coordinate with the agent schedule, with the person who wants to see it, of course, and then with the tenant's schedule. Because prior to us gaining control of that property, it is still technically their property. Now, we can say, hey, within 48 hours, we're going out to see it. But what is an effective and efficient way for that to happen? And to the next point, how do we know that the property is going to show in a way that we want it to be represented to that potential prospect, to that potential tenant? And that's been the point of contention with some of these properties. Now, most of our tenants take great care of the property. However, you're looking at a situation where at the end of the move out, like, hey, this is the end of the person's term, they're moving, right? So the property's not going to show like it will after we've dialed it in, after it's been amazing. And it's challenging, right? You're now managing 3 different schedules, and things are just in that position it's much easier for things to go wrong. So as we navigate this process this summer, we'll probably have a resolution by the end of the summer and figuring out, hey, what's this gonna look like moving forward? We do have tenants that are buying out of their lease. Okay, those tenants, it tends to be pretty simple. That process is very easy. However, it's all the rest and pulling them together. And as we grow with more doors, there's just more chance of it not being successful. So if you ask where I sway, I am sitting on the side that says, wait until the property's ready. I like it sparkling. I want the tenant to know this is what it's going to look like. This is what the property is going to feel like when you move in. Tenants by nature are not going to trust us because property managers have a bad rap, right? So if we're telling them that all these things are going to happen, it's much easier for us just to show them before they see it and say, yeah, there's the sparkling property. So that's my opinion on it. Let's see. Oh, another point too is if you all look at our reviews, I've got at least 3 of those poor reviews came from tenants that did not appreciate that experience on that move out, when we had to adjust a little bit, when there had to be multiple schedules figured out, this and this and this and this. Like, legit, it's a sizable amount of the poor reviews that our company has gotten have come from that experience alone. So navigating people's expectations is hard. It's like I don't know. Again, it's this whole trust thing and the perception of what we're trying to do. Let's see. Other than that, we saw rents we're seeing come down a little bit in certain areas, and that is, there's more on the higher end hitting the market, like we've been talking about. So we are seeing tenants move out after, a year, which sucks. Like, that's not good for you, and it's not good for us either. The turns are not what we want for your property, just like you don't. They cost you money, they cost us money too. We want the property filled for a long time with a tenant. We want to take care of that person. We want them to want to stay forever. So when people are moving out after a year, that tells us a lot about what's happening in the market. And some of these things, it shows that there's some compression on pricing. Hope this information is helpful. I am excited to see what this summer holds. We are jamming over here at Capstone right now. On all cylinders. We've got processes, we've got new people coming in. You're going to see some new faces very soon. I'm excited about that. And thanks for watching. Have an amazing weekend, an amazing 4th, and I will see you next week.